There are times in my life where I got completely, utterly overwhelmed. I haven't met a single person in the world ever that didn't have to go through the Shawshank Crawl or the Valley of Death or didn't have to go through the gauntlet and then came out victorious. In my life, I've had plenty of those moments where I was completely overwhelmed and things were totally crazy. In this episode, I want to talk about the one thing I did when I faced adversity. Intro. What's up, everybody? I'm TK, and you are watching another episode of Unstoppable Sunday. Unstoppable Sunday is about two things. One, we ask ourselves, where am I? And number two, we ask ourselves, what do I do next? All of this is to help us live more proactive lives. It's to stop those Sunday jitters, those Sunday scaries, and to actually take a proactive view about the next 7 days, 365 days, and the year. On today's episode, I want to talk about those moments where we face adversity and we feel completely and utterly overwhelmed. I've taken on a lot of big goals in my life. I've taken on starting a company when I was 27. I quit my steady six-figure job in finance and took that risk. I've taken on big projects that I had no business taking on because I'd never done it before. I've taken on risks, and because of that, A, I've been blessed, and B, I've worked through tough times to actually overcome them and be paid handsomely for it. And I've had success because I took those risks. But not in a single one of those risks that I took, or projects that I kicked off, or businesses that I started, there was never a moment where things went completely perfectly. In fact, in almost all of them, there were moments where things went massively wrong. I faced adversity, things were falling apart, and there were these moments where I felt completely overwhelmed, and I had to figure out a way forward. There was this one time when my business, ToutApp, was in trouble. We had probably one of the worst board meetings we've ever had to have. It was tough conversations, tough decisions to make. It was so bad that at the end of that board meeting, each of the board members actually gave me a hug. They gave me a hug and they said, all right, well, you know what to do. You gotta cut the company down to 15 people. We were at 80 people at that time, and we'll just have to figure it out from there. Believe it or not, an hour after that hug and that weight of that decision, and I don't even know how we're gonna accomplish it, I got a call from my mom, and she said, hey, your dad's in the ER. So on one hand, the business is completely failing. On the other hand, my personal life is completely failing. It's all going crazy. And you can imagine how in that moment, feeling overwhelmed is kind of an understatement. It's not just about business or things going wrong in business. I remember there was a point where I was doing 80-hour weeks. We were like cruising through the business. We were running everything really, really well. And on one hand, I was doing 80-hour weeks, loving it, doing exactly what I wanted to do, building my company. On the other hand, I was going through a divorce, and I got this note from the divorce lawyer. It said, basically the gist of, we're coming after you, your money, and your company. And I was just like, oh my God. And then there were moments where things were going incredibly well all across all axes of life. We were selling the company and everything's good, but my body just like completely was pissed off at me and everything that I was putting it through. So I got a gout attack, I got shingles, and I'm going to these meetings, and while at the same time everything hurts, I was overwhelmed. You see, successful people don't really talk about that. And when you watch TV shows about successful people and their great lives, they never talk about the adversity they faced. They never talk about the Shawshank Crawl they had to go through to overcome all the crazy things that was in the way of their goal. They only show the good times. And when they write books, they only talk about the good times because that's what people want to hear about. But in reality, you, as you're going after your big goals, as you're trying to be successful, as you're trying to get to the next level, undoubtedly, you're gonna feel self-doubt, you're gonna feel adversity, you're gonna feel pain, there's gonna be roadblocks. It's a thing. We've all gone through it. Every successful person has gone through it. And everyone that's going after success and going after their dream is gonna go through it. And these moments happen across all parts of the spectrum. You're like this close to accomplishing your dreams and all of a sudden something goes wrong and life tests you, or it could happen in the messy middle where you're in no man's land. You don't even know if you're gonna be successful and it's all falling apart and you're like, oh my God, this can't be the end. I've been through all kinds of those kind of adversities. For all the success that I've had those moments where I was just completely falling apart. And in those moments, we're tired, we're feeling defeated, everything's falling apart, we don't even know who we can count on. There's like even less people that can even understand the full breadth of what we're going through. There were moments where I went through, like some of these moments where I didn't even know who I could call. Like they literally would not understand. And somehow it would turn into a thing of like, they feel bad and it's a pity party. And I'm like, I'm immediately regretting even calling this person, like not their fault. They just didn't know how to help. I want you to know that I've been there in the path to success. And so if you're ever having a moment where you're feeling overwhelmed that things are going wrong, like it's okay. Everyone's gone through that. And in those moments, I learned this one lesson, this one thing that I did whenever I faced that kind of adversity or setback or problem or like feelings of feeling overwhelmed. I started doing this one thing. And because I discovered this one thing, I was able to always turn it around. I fixed my company and then we got a great outcome out of it. I was able to overcome my divorce and move forward with my life. I was able to regain my health and get in the best shape of my life that I've ever been in. The question is, how do you do it, right? Now, common personal development advice would be like, no, you don't let go. You just like push through it and you go and get it. This channel is called Unstoppable, so you would think I would tell you like, no, you gotta go run to the fire. You do not ever give up. You go and go get it. You will overcome it. Forget feeling overwhelmed, you will overcome it. But realistically, like having gone through it, if someone told me that in that moment, it would not have helped because I was broken, I was tired. I was like, I wanted to give up. I wanted to crawl into a corner and cry. In fact, I did cry. Some of these moments I actually cried. I don't cry that often. So that's not the advice I'm here to give you. And that's not what worked for me when I turned things around. Now, what did work for me, what did work in those moments when the board members gave me a hug, my dad's in ER, or the divorce lawyer's calling me up and telling me all kinds of things, or my body is just like giving up on me. I'm not willing to give up on me. My body's like, I'm out, dude. Like, you go do you. I'm out. This is not okay. This is not cool. In those moments, the one thing that I did that really turned it around for me was I just shut it all down. Let me explain. I shut it all down. Even if for a few hours or a half day or a weekend, or I took the day off, or I like just in the afternoon, I just crawled into my bed, or like I just shut it all down. You wanna know what I did once the board members gave me a hug and in between that hour before my mom called, and even when she called, I was in a movie theater. I called up a friend and I said, can we just go watch some movies? Like, let's go catch a movie, and like, I don't wanna talk about anything, let's just go do that. That's what I did. I just shut it all down, even if it's for a few hours. And now, let me be very clear. This is not about escaping your problems or pretending they don't exist. It's giving yourself the space to just like chill just for like 5 seconds. And that's the mentality that I took. I'm like, look, it's all crazy. Like, likely scenario, it's all gonna die. So, great, let me just take 5 seconds for myself. Let me just like compose myself. Let me just like feel all these feelings that I'm feeling, and then I'll figure out what I need to do to actually move this forward, or to turn it around, or to fix it. There's a really strange thing that happens with adversity. When you have this wave coming at you, and it's attacking you, and it's coming at you, and it's gonna take whatever you have, when you fight it, when you are saying like, no, I will like grunt through this and I will be unstoppable, it actually gets stronger. When you actually feel that wave, when you actually take in what's coming at you, when you just like let it like just like wallow in it, and it's like, all right, cool, like let's go. What do you got? When you just like let it all come at you and you just feel those feelings instead of pretending they're not there or just trying to fight it, when you go in that neutral, when you put your gear on neutral, somehow, I don't know how it works, but it becomes weaker. It actually starts to flow through you instead of becoming stronger and fighting you more. That's why this trick in all these crazy scenarios worked for me, because whether it was just going to the movie theater or just going for a road trip for the weekend, or just sitting at the local coffee shop and just saying like, all right, forget it, let me just like idle the engine. Somehow that allowed me to feel everything that was happening. It allowed me to conceptualize the things that were happening. It allowed me to think about like what's gonna happen from here. It allowed me to check in with me. And from that, whether it was a half-day thing or a weekend thing or a one-day thing, whatever it was, somehow it recharged me and allowed me to come back the next day and go at it again. Go figure out the problem in a whole new way. Go find a new way. And sure enough, I did. I wouldn't be where I am today if I had given up. I wouldn't be where I am today if I just kept fighting, because I just hit the pause button. I shut it all down. I came back the next day with, all right, I have a plan. And you can ask any of the people that have worked with me. We've been through crazy situations. I probably disappeared for a little bit, but then I came back with a plan. I always came back with a plan, which was, all right, here's what we're gonna do. It's all messed up, but here's what we're going to do. And somehow that always weakened the opposing force, that weakened the adversity. It dissipated my feeling of feeling overwhelmed. So my advice to you is, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, when things are not going your way, when things are bad, when something's great in your business life and your personal life is falling apart, or vice versa, whatever it is, don't fight it. Just shut it all down. Whether it's for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, whatever it is, and go to your friggin' happy place. Go do something for you and just feel those feelings and let it all flow through you. And just give yourself that space. And I promise, you will come back with a vengeance. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. Now remember, if you're into these kind of things where we talk about how to live a more proactive life instead of just reacting to the things that are happening to you, be sure to download our Unstoppable Life Planning Guide. It's completely free. It's 5 steps. I walk you through it. Follow the link below. Check it out. It helps you live a more proactive life. And most importantly, just remember, everyone needs a strategy for their lives and their business. But yours needs to be unstoppable. I'm TK. Thank you for watching. See you next week.